Welcome to the post-match therapy session. Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. Do I dare to say it's a post-match? Because the ball, I don't know how many times the ball hit that post, and I don't know what to say. Like, it's never easy to come and do a match reaction straight after the show, after the game, especially of losing with 2-0. And ugly to say, if you analyze the first half, Manchester United looked like the better team. We had goal scoring opportunities. We had a penalty that should actually be awarded. But no, Michael Oliver is still being a prat, giving lots of yellow cards. He's just been waiting to give the yellow cards. But anyway, we're not here to discuss about that. Well-deserved to a 2-0 victory from Hotspurs. They were better in the second half. We just simply looked like we lost our minds as soon as we got that deflected goal. It was a little bit unfortunate. We played well up to then, but our players' minds just went missing. As soon as that reflection went on Martinez, and there was nothing Onana could have done with that one. Second one was also just nothing Onana could have done about that either. It was just poor defending, according to my opinion, but that's what we're here to call a spade a spade. A lot of you must be feeling like me. I'm a very sore loser, but we got to come here and talk. Like, we got to see what you guys are saying as well. Lucky Singh is here. Everyone is here. Yali Malmin saying 15 minutes to go. And after first half, we're just falling apart. 100% Yale. We fell apart. And where was the leadership? Where was Bruno Fernandes? Rashford was absolutely abysmal. No service. It's not that I'm here to slag players and call who is the prat of the match, but nobody was really, really impressed me, to be honest. Nobody impressed me, especially in the second half. Mentality gone. Rashford was wasted. The substitution didn't make sense either. They didn't make a difference. We just didn't look like we were hungry to attack, to finish off, or to get back into the line. It was just, usually we were called a second half FC. Usually we start poorly in the first half. That was last season. I know it's just the second game and results will come, but the waveform continues to suck for Manchester United. And clearly we need reinforcement in that midfield. Clearly Ten Hag must be slamming his ding-dong on the table and to say to the Glazers, look, give me Amrabat right now. Give me 30 million. I need an Amrabat right now because he ain't working. You cannot leave a Casemiro by himself. Yeah? Add another year to Casemiro. He's not a Rolls-Royce, We look like we're not in form yet. We look like we haven't found our form. And, congratulations to Spurs. But, before I continue with my rant, let us know what you think as well. Please like and subscribe because we're going to keep this very short because I am not happy, to be honest. I have guests waiting in the background, and let's do this. Let's do this. Cool and composed, Mick. Cool and composed.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world
on Mufc Realist TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
Let's get ready to rumble, Jarvis. What is your rant? What is your mood? You're not looking happy either. What went on in Ten Hag's kitchen today?
Yeah, I don't know, I'm frustrated right now. Maybe I will say things that not cool and composed, to be honest. We have players that don't suit the way we want to play. I've been sitting like the last 20 minutes, like screaming at the television because of Bruno.
Yeah.
Because he's wasting the ball every time he get the ball. Try the magical pass, the Hollywood thing, and we lose the ball all the freaking time. And we made James Maddison, who got relegated last season, look like
Prime Pirlo.
with Casemiro, who looked like he's 60 years old, jogging after him. never tight enough to get the tackle in. It's not
Okay,
in.
I want to start with the positives. At least the first half was good. The first half for me was, I felt good. All right, this feels good, right? I would have thought that the second half they came out with a little bit more of a grunt to finish off the game. We missed the chances, a lot of posts. Do you reckon that was a penalty or was it not a penalty?
Yeah, clear penalty.
Clear
Yeah,
penalty.
yeah, Oliver.
Again, Michael fucking Oliver sits
Oliver's
there
a
again.
shambles. Yeah.
I told
Was
you
it clear?
before, the worst enemy will be Michael Oliver. He has a hate for Manchester United. The number of cards that he gave out, even the captain is not allowed to speak to the ref. Bruno went out to speak to him. He gave him a yellow straight away. What the
hell?
fuck was that?
Yeah.
Honest to God, like, you know.
Oh.
But anyway, it was a game of two halves, and the second half, according to my opinion, it looked like the fighting spirit disappeared as soon as they got 1-0 down, and that was unlucky. That was a deflection of Martinez. There was nothing we could have done, but I didn't see the fight. I saw the midfield was gone in the second half. Bruno was way up too high. The positioning was there. They totally, again, what they did against Wolves. They left Casemiro totally exposed, and that's not working. Whatever Ten Hag is trying to implement the system, they're not really getting the message, or he doesn't have the right personnel for it as of yet. And that's why I'm saying, please, Rasmus Højlund, get back into, give Rasmus Højlund a start right now. Recruiting another Amrabat, to be honest. This was a game where Amrabat would have been perfect next to a Casemiro as a destroyer, right? Because I think the first half we controlled that midfield quite well in terms of pressing and everything else. But just the second half, we just went boom, like we didn't have any energy. I don't know what you saw, but that's what I saw, to be honest.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat. We say Box is said a great coach, and Saint Don Bosco says picking the same team for fuck's sake. Yeah. So a lot of people asking questions now. So Ten Hag is putting himself under pressure while picking the team as he does. And the thing is, he has said in his interview earlier before the season, we are going to be a transition team. He wants us to play on the transition. But what are we doing? We're acting like every attack is a transition, ball straight forward. Okay, we created chances. We had a couple of big ones. Our XP was bigger than Spurs. We had 2.08 and they had 1.58, and they scored 2 goals. 2 lucky goals. Yes, it was an own goal by Martinez, and the other one was like a ping pong in, and Sarr scored. So yeah, but I get what you're saying. When they scored the first goal, why don't we have any fight? It's like a rerun from last season. Every time we get under when we are away against the top 6 or top 10 teams, it's like we are giving up. And
Matthias Mick, what did you think of that? I have been told that's the opinion. Am I toxic? No, you're not. Absolutely. Like, we are here to, criticize when it's bad performance. We're here to criticize when something is wrong with the team. Absolutely not. Yet again, you're absolutely right. Like, but it doesn't really define the season where we are at the moment, Matt. Like, we desperately need reinforcements in that midfield. And why are they waiting to pull that trigger? Honest to God, it's basically because to get the outs, the Maguires and everything. He didn't even want to put Scott McTominay on the bench. That's how much he trusts Scott McTominay, right? So, Matt, you're absolutely 100%, mate. I don't know. I cannot justify the second half. I cannot justify it. It just didn't look like we just like whatever, right? Whatever. It was like a deflated balloon.
I see Box says it's not only the
midfield.
And when it comes to that, Box, I totally agree. One of the biggest problems today, we play with Rashford as a striker. Every time Rashford gets the ball, he can't hold up the ball, so he can't move people after and start to dominate and play attack. We always stress, so we lose the ball and it goes back, and Spurs counterattack us again. So it's going on and on and on. And Rashford, how many times did he lose the ball easily because he's trying for himself. He's trying to pass 2 or 3 men with dribbling. It's so frustrating.
I can easily say he was the worst player on the pitch today, Rashford. Luke Shaw was missing as well. They simply haven't found the form yet. They need to get on the bike, to be honest, right? We were saying in the preview that the senior players, they need to step up to the plate because the leadership was needed.
Yeah.
First half, of course, we saw some signs, yes, some fight, but still the decision is not there yet. Rashford is not really finding his boots as of yet. Too much indecisiveness. You see that what's his name? Anthony Sanders hit the post. They could always gone in usually he does a curler. We hit the post. We could have been up 2-0 up or 2-1 up in the first half, but Lady Fortuna doesn't work like this. It's football. That's the way it is. This game could have gone either way. If it wasn't for that deflection, if it wasn't for that goal, I think we could have fought ourselves into the game. But that was a soccer punch in a nuts, to be honest. And again, this is something that Ten Hag has to deal with, not with us, but we as a fans need to pick up the scraps and feel shitty for the rest of the week and feeling depressed. So welcome to the therapy session. Whatever you have to say it now or forever hold your peace. McTominay played terrible today. Yeah, that's it. Noah is basically saying, join me to the Blue Moon, Manchester, Mick. Yep. I don't know, maybe I will watch the game later on because hopefully we'll get to see some good football. And I was rooting for Newcastle this time, to be honest. Yeah, Matt, you're saying yet again the players will throw yet another manager under the bus. They throw the manager under the bus. I don't know if they threw the manager under the bus, did they? If you remember last season, we lost the first 2 games, right? So 1 win, 1 loss, plenty of games to go, to be honest. And next we're playing home, but I really hope that we will see a proper number 9 coming in. At least we saw a sample that Martial is fit and can come in and play, because it's just a waste to have a Rashford as a central attacking forward. And even if we played on the left, Garnacho was far more penetrating on the left side, although he didn't get much service, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not blaming this on the 18, 19-year-old kid. It's just the way it is. He Garnacho, for me, he gets a pass, but it's the as you said, and we mentioned it before the game. It's very important that the senior players in the squad to take responsibility. But you saw the same for Bruno, from Shaw, from Casemiro, from Rashford. They go hiding. So.
Yeah. I go with Milos Mitic from all the way from Serbia. Even he could see it. It was a wrong tactic from Ten Hag, to be honest. It was the wrong, when we did the preview and the warm-up, we were both surprised that we would pick the same team, the starting team. And I was going, okay, well, maybe he's done something different. Maybe he's tweaked something different. He did, because Mount was playing a little bit deeper. Mount was playing deeper. But in the second half, both Mount and Bruno lost their heads again, same, and left that donut hole open again for a lonely Casemiro. So whatever Ten Hag is trying to do with the new system, it's not working. So why not revert back to the old system, like 4-3-2-1? It simply ain't working because the personnel has not adapted to the system. Go back to the drawing board, play the old style until you get the right personnel in and you can play. That's the way I see it in the second half, because obviously it didn't work. The substitution, he tried to replicate. You're throwing in a Christian Eriksen with no legs? Are you mad?
Yeah.
Right? Rashford, come on.
Yeah, but even with Eriksen on the pitch, we was more balanced because he was in between the 15-yard line of Casemiro.
I would have taken off Rashford even to put Martial. I would have taken in Martial, put Rashford on the bench, kept Garnacho as a threat, I don't know. I just didn't see, it didn't make any difference. It made us worse. Why did he take off Wan-Bissaka? Because he was banking on a rusty Daly to provide some going forward.
I think he took off Wan-Bissaka because he was on the yellow card. He got a silly yellow card from Michael Oliver in the middle of the first half for stalling time, while 5 minutes before Bissouma stood and hold the ball, yelling at the referee for 10-15 seconds, and it did nothing. So Michael Oliver gets a completely flunk from me because he's one of the worst referees in the Premier League.
Fuck him. Alan, hi Alan. Sorry, you see, very upset me. I'm usually very cool and composed, but I lost my shit today. I thought we would get a beat, and yes, you said so. I was nervous because I fear this, but I still remain positive that we'll get like 3 points or 1 point at least.
Yeah.
Carlos is saying we definitely need some new fresh players. 100%. Mick and company, new owners, new midfield. 100% new owners. We need that as well. Our midfield ain't. Yeah, and we don't even play a number 9 yet. He's not ready. He's not ready. God, we need a number 9. 100%. If we're gonna keep playing like this for another 4 games, we're gonna be crap, right? You cannot play Rashford.
Yeah, sorry. Just continue, Mick.
It's just a waste of time to play Rashford as a central forward. That's not his position. He never got into the game, and when he did, he just fumbled away the ball, right?
Yeah.
The attack didn't look organized at all. Like the counterattack was slowed down, was not even initiated. Luke Shaw didn't even bomb forward. Nobody did. I can't justify. I mean, Onana was amazing. I mean, those balls that he did, the distribution balls was just amazing, right? The delivery ball that ended up at Garnacho's feet. Remember that one? It was just perfectly weighted and distributed, but we're just too slow.
Yeah. But Onana, I don't blame Onana at all. He had a great game. Onana is a really good goalkeeper. But as I said, the senior players are letting us down. I think Ten Hag is letting us down in a way because we got a warning sign last game against the Wolf, and he still picked the same 11, and then we are away against Spurs. What do we expect to happen? Mount, he isn't implemented in the team. He doesn't know his role at the moment. He doesn't back up Casemiro at all. Casemiro, he's a slow starter. He needs help. He can't do this by himself. So both Mount and Casemiro look garbage at the moment because of Ten Hag. He should see this, help the players, and pick people who can help him, either Eriksen or McTominay. It's easy for me to say after the game, but I was feeling before the game that Mason Mount wasn't the right one, especially when we are away from home at the moment, because he didn't understand his role against Wolves. And you saw him; he was a little bit better in the beginning of the first half, but in second half he went back to default, and Casemiro was by himself.
Yeah, Matt, you're saying that the dressing room has lost already? I don't think so. I mean, is that a question mark or your statement? I don't think the players has lost the dressing room. It's more that they don't really confuse what their roles are. Like, we again, what I saw in the second half was the same. I'm not going to go on Mason Mount. I'm not going to go. You got to play with 2 number 8s. One has to be more defensive and one more advanced. That just fell apart because both was playing too high up at the pitch again, leaving Casemiro exposed. You know what I mean? And that's where the changes came in. Like, he took him off. Who did he replace him with? I can't remember.
Mason Mount got replaced by Eriksen.
Yeah. And did that make any difference? You replaced with somebody with great technical ability, but we have no legs.
Yeah, I think we were better when Eriksen came on, but the problem was then they suddenly got, because we were sitting with 2, because Eriksen was deeper. He was with Casemiro. So when we won the ball, we got the ball to Bruno, but Bruno was suddenly the wasteful then. And at the second half of second half, to say it like that, the last 25 minutes, Bruno was wasting the ball all the time, and he picked the wrong solutions. He was always trying for the Hollywood pass. Even we were on one side, pass it to Bruno, and Bruno tried to cross when Spurs is with 10 men inside in front of their own goal, and we have one person in front of goal, Pelestri, and Bruno still tries the Hollywood pass. He doesn't shift the ball around and try to attack from another side. His choices are not good at all.
No. First half, we should have a pen busted Michael Oliver. Yeah. How can you not give that a pen? The ball is a goal-scoring opportunity going, and he basically has his hand like this, deflects it to corner. That could have gone in, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I read the excuse from the referee stand of FA on Twitter. They said that it was too close from the shot to the defender. But for me, you see the defender, he comes into the situation and try to block. That's the problem. He's not doing it deliberately with his hand, but he's moving his body into the line of the shot. So
I want to hear from the VR room. Yeah, listen. 1 if it's a penalty, 2 if it wasn't a penalty. Because the way I saw it, young Garnacho had a shot on target, that was blocked by a hand that went out to the corner. If it wasn't for that hand, that ball would have gone in, to be honest. How is that not a penalty? You know, the hand should be here. The hand was out here. Is it a natural position? You're stopping the ball for going in towards target and goal. According to me, that's a penalty. Stone cold penalty. You know, absolute embarrassing. You know, lack of fighting spirit. What Rasul is saying. Welcome to the stream, guy. Welcome to the therapy session. Everyone is saying the same thing. Picking the bloody same team, for fuck's sake. 100%. Sorry for swearing. I'm usually very cool and composed, but I just don't get it. Like, you know, I just have to say, welcome, Lord Voldemort. They don't look like they have any game plan at all. Yeah, it looked like a second half, like a headless pair of chickens that don't understand the system. Clearly, Ten Hag is trying to implement a new system, which they haven't embedded as of yet, right? I'm not going to ping it on anyone, but I'm going to ping it on, I don't know. Is it the manager to blame here?
I think Ten Hag still proves that he's very naive when he picks his team when we are away against the top 6 teams. And that needs to improve. You know, he needs to understand when we go away from home against the top 6 team, it's going to be pressure. We have to play different. Ferguson did it. A lot of managers do it. Even Pep sometimes make it different when he up against the difficult teams. So Ten Hag, you know, he's too stubborn at the moment, as I see it, and he has to learn. You know, that has been the good thing with Ten Hag. He has learned from his mistakes, but this away complex against the top 6. It doesn't seem like he have learned yet.
It's clear that he doesn't trust McTominay. He didn't pick McTominay at all. Like, and I can throw that in as well. I was gambling in the beginning to say that Rashford would not play as a number 9. Rashford would play as a. I mean, first half for me was good enough. That was actually an improvement. That's the only positive I can take away from. Second half was a little bit of bad luck with deflection. If it wasn't for that deflection, we would have grown more into the game. But, you know, early season mentality monsters crumble as soon as, you know, I don't know, like prima donnas. Not good enough. And I think that Ten Hag is going to be furious after this game as well. And hopefully he will learn out of this, because that's pure stubbornness that you pick the same team. Why did you pick the same team? Well, basically because they've been training that system, whatever. But clearly he has to look at himself in the mirror and say, this didn't work, like, you know.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say something. Let's try to do this like a therapy session. And for me, you know, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel frustrated because of what happened. Okay, we lost the game. To pick some of the positives, I will just pick my comment here. Mick, this is the XP from the game. Spurs had 1.58 in XP. That's expected goals, and they scored 2 times on those 2. They had 2 lucky goals. There were deflections. There was an own goal, and you know, and we had a XP of 2.01. The one from Bruno, the header from close, that was really big. I think that's almost counts as a penalty, like 0.8 in XP. And we had other big chances. So again, we saw it in the friendlies. We struggle with the clinicality because we don't know how to put the ball into the big box. So for me, I think Ten Hag needs to address this. I also feel that, okay, we have Højlund. He's young, and I don't think he will be the answer. He will make us better, but he won't be the full answer. So we need to at least have one more striker. I would like us to sign one senior striker like 𝒉𝒊𝒄𝒌, someone who knows how to score goals, because that will maybe be the one thing we need to save the season, because now we don't look like we can score very much goals. The most dangerous players was Varane on headers, and he was the one who saved us against the Wolves. So, yeah.
Where's the goals coming from? Again, I mean, I changed the thumbnail to say the second away from is back again. It sucks, still sucks. Mo Hamza, where's the team is imbalanced? Yeah, there's something missing, and that's what I'm saying. We desperately need a striker and one more striker, or at least throw in the kid that we bought, that we paid money for, right? It's unlucky that he's not ready, but I don't think that Ten Hag is not willing to play him until he's ready, right? But until then, we are suffering. And in football, you have to suffer to become better, right? according to my opinion. So this is going to hurt. This is going to be a reality check for Ten Hag and for the team itself, right?
But haven't we suffered enough, Mick? We have been suffering like for 12,
Yeah,
13
yeah, I
years
know.
since
I'm just trying to think positive. What can I bring out of positivity? First half at least was, I saw what they were trying to do, like playing out from the back and stuff like that, and being more positive. And we had clearly 11, 12 shots on target in the first half. According, if you look at it, there was goal scoring opportunities. We could have been 2-1 up or 2-0 up, or but it's the second half that kind of destroys everything. That is the party pooper, right?
Do we have the stats? Should we read out the stats so we know?
You can read out the stats.
Give me a minute. I will just find the stats here from the Premier League app. Just keep talking, Mick. I will just get 10 seconds.
It's Harry Maguire's fault. What's the law in France saying? Let's blame it on Harry. Come on, let's blame it on Harry. No, he sent the messages to everyone. Hi, it's me, Captain Harry. Just remember, just throw your tools down for me, okay? No, I'm just kidding, man. I want to check what you guys are saying
now. So when you're ready,
I'm going to check what people are saying. Jamie Vane, take off from Ten Hag. Mo Hamza saying Anthony looks like he's not good enough. Mo Hamza is saying also, let us ask the question to the VR room. Has anyone seen Ten Hag ball? I haven't seen it personally. Yeah, I don't know. Nico AV saying Garnacho have to start from the bench and Rashford on the left wing. Simple. That is the balance, isn't it? Right. And Sancho or Martial in the central forward to hold up the ball. I'm just adding on, and Ten Hag need to take subs decision earlier, not in the 63 minute of the game. So in summary, how can we sort of no, we don't blame the young players either. I thought it was no service. Rashford went missing. There was no service. I mean, at least if we were playing a counter-attacking football in transition, there was no cohesion there either. They're certainly not balanced.
Yeah, but to be fair, okay, I'm not blaming Garnacho, but we had that wonderful pass from Onana. He wasted the cross. He didn't see Rashford, who was open, just like 45 degrees behind him, and we had other opportunities when he could have done better. But that's young players. They will vary in how they play, and Garnacho, sadly, hasn't been at his best in the first two games, but I expect more from him. But maybe it's a little bit too soon, because it's something else playing friendlies from the Premier League, So even if he was in the friendlies, I will just go quickly through the stats. Spurs had 17 shots, 6 on target, 56% possession. We had 22 shots, so basically we had 5 more shots than them, 6 on target, the same as Spurs, and we had 44% possession. And that's what I don't like, because we are too wasteful on the ball, so we don't keep the ball when we can and establish attacks. So we're too wasteful on the possession. And passing accuracy, Spurs had 85% and we had 82%, so we are still too sloppy. I'm talking to Bruno. You are too sloppy. You are losing the ball for us.
Me? I'm not Bruno.
No, I'm talking to Bruno.
I'm talking to you.
He's wasting the ball. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
MVP, welcome to the stream. Opinions are irrelevant. Proof of receipts. My eyes don't lie to me. These players simply ain't good enough. No plan B, or C. No matches of play. All Rashford has the lowest IQ decision making. Listen, when you read out those stats, and to be honest, it takes me about 24 hours to sort of reflect and dissect everything, because you're coming off fresh right now and you're full of negativity. When you think about it, Bruno missed that header. Anthony hit the post. The ball didn't go in. Like, if the footballing gods was not with us. So
the Casemiro header was a brilliant save, but
Casemiro's header as well.
10 times that would have been a goal.
Yeah, I know. So there was goal scoring opportunities in a positive way. The ball didn't go in, and that's football, people. That is football. Opinions does matter, Stats don't mean shit at the end of the day, Jarvis. What matters is the scoreboard, right? And that scoreboard says 0-2, right? It says 0-2. So people are saying like they're losing patience with Anthony. I get you. I said that in the beginning of the stream, and this is the most critical you can see me, because I'm normally very positive. I said this is the season that, you know, it's going to be make or break for Anthony. Like, you know, we gave him a pass last season, but you cannot be a one-trick pony. Like, you know, he likes to do the same thing. Far left corner, curler, perler, like, you know. Oh no, this time he didn't curl the ball. He just went for power, which was unlucky. Amrabat is needed ASAP. Yes, pick up the phone, Nico. Call them. Bratan. First half was good. Well, Lucky Singh is also saying they look like a mid-table. Yes, 100%. They still haven't woken up. They're still on the PR tour. The problem is, even with subs makes no difference. They are not good enough either. John Johnson is saying Daly was brought on to push Son back. Yeah, maybe he did. Because that all the time we started inviting pressure, right? We invited Madison to start getting the ball. Bissouma became prime himself because Bissouma was quiet. Son was quiet in the first half. The first half was good. We controlled. I thought we had the midfield quite well, and we pressed really good in the midfield. So the game plan was working.
Well, it was an open game. It shifted from one side to the other. No, it was 0-0, but it was a lot of chances. It could have been like 2-2 or 3-3 after the first half. I'm just looking up to find. Did anyone see the post match interview with Ten Hag? I'm
No,
finding some quotes here. For example, I see here Ten Hag said, "I liked the first half, a very good performance, but we had to score. We created good chances, really good press, and had many chances to score." So yeah, he looks at the positives, but I don't like when managers hide behind good performances, because it's the end result that we want, the goals, and he has to be ruthless when it comes to this. We can't hide behind good performances when we lose 2-0. So yeah.
No, 100%, my friend. And now I'm just gonna stop moaning, because this is therapy session, guys. You know, coming fresh off a loss, I hate losing. I didn't expect us to lose, but I kind of had a little bit of a sneaky feeling that, you know, okay, we're going. And big up to Ange Postecoglou for his first win. It's massive for, like, you know, a underdog manager. Maybe this is something special for Spurs, but I don't think Spurs didn't look that good either. Like, you know, they don't even. Richarlison is not that good either as a striker, right? So I think we control the attacking line pretty much really well in the first half. So the only positive is the first half. That's the only positive. At least Garnacho.
First half.
Hmm?
Yeah, we didn't lose the first half.
No, we didn't. We didn't. Pelistri came on, offered something more than, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think about the Pelistri? Was it a penalty when he get fouled?
Yeah, I thought it was a penalty.
I think he was in front and he got that last touch on the ball before
It was
he
a
got
penalty. Last season, the refs will have given that as a penalty. But I just felt like, you know, since it's Manchester United, maybe I'm delusional, but we never get the right judgment. It's always Manchester United. We have far more better yellow cards than everyone else. I just don't like this Michael Oliver. I said it in the pre-match that we did. I said the biggest enemy will be Michael Oliver, and guess what? He was. But I'm not going to blame it on the refs. I put it on the players. I put it on the wrong system. I put it on the wrong substitutions. But what I'm going to say is, what he looked at the bench and said, well, I'm not going to play, you know, I didn't pick Maguire because he's a prat. I'm not going to pick McTominay because I want to sell him, and I don't trust him in this match either. So who's going to pick, right? We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We're still in pre-season, according to my opinion.
I think you are right there, Mick. I think we're still in pre-season because our pre-season was dog shite. We didn't train enough. We have been traveling too much. You know, you see the players are tired. We haven't implemented the drills that we needed. You know, it shouldn't be that hard for Ten Hag to get Mason Mount to do his job, to be to work with Casemiro on the defensive side. But you know, it's about training. It's about drills. When you know things when you do it 5 times, but when you do it 10,000 times, you do it automatically. So that's the thing. You know, we need to have more drills and practice.
Yeah, Mr. TKO talk. Martial needs to start. I'm starting to lead towards that as well. If Martial was fit, why didn't he start Martial? Right. What is Martial supposed to do the last 10 minutes of the game? Nothing. You're hardly getting warmed up. So if Martial's fit, please put him back in the number 9 until we get Rasmus Højlund match fit, and put Rashford on the left, or put Rashford on the bench and You know, because I don't think Rashford. You got to play match fit players that are in form. Rashford hasn't still found his form yet, and that's the problem, in my opinion. Why are you playing players that are not match form to hope that will get warmed up?
Yeah, I see more quotes from Erik ten Hag's post-match interview. I think he has to be more honest. We talked about it in the pre-match about honesty, and when it comes to transfers and players, he can't slag them and be honest. But now after the game, he has to be honest with us, the fans, because now he's like saying the midfield played good, they played well, they was good, and things like that. And I'm sure that 99% of the Man United fans who were watching the game don't agree with him. So he has to be careful. He has to be honest when it comes to assessing the game and what he says in the interviews. I'm okay with his not slugging the players, but you can't say the whole midfield played well. That's wrong.
No. We have Jay Daly in the green room, and we do expect some rants here. Welcome to the stream, Jay. How are you doing, sir?
Hi guys, sorry I'm not on. I was probably too angry to come on about a half hour ago. I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to get angry. There's no point. These players are not worth my anger. Plain and simple. You're a professional athlete, and we've given benefit doubt last week against Wolves, and you're paid extortionate amount of money to play a sport. It's your profession. And today, gentlemen, what I saw was many of those players today showing lack of professional pride, lack of desire, and basically showing disrespect to the traveling fans that spend all that money going to London. Like, we've all gone to games, in our own countries for various sports. A day out in London or Dublin or Oslo or Stockholm, Mick, it's not a cheap day out. So those players today disrespect those traveling fans. And then, on the other hand, then you got the Spurs players and management and fans acting like they've just won the Champions League. Well, mark my words, Spurs will be Spurs again come Christmas and probably languishing in 7th place, fighting us for 6th place for the Europa League. We can make excuses for Ten Hag not getting Amrabat, make excuses for him not getting a striker. But at the end of the day, he's had an entire pre-season with these players. He signed Mason Mount at the start of transfer window, got rid of De Gea, which I believe wasn't the chief problem, knew he needed a top-level striker, knew he needed another elite CDN to play with like Casemiro, and neither of which were done. Here we are now, guys, a futures win against Wolves, an embarrassing listless performance against Spurs. So I would question back onto you guys, after these performances and the mixed bag that we saw pre-season, what kind of side did you expect to see come next game against Forest?
I didn't expect him to pick the same team. That's what I didn't expect. I expected some minor changes to tweak a bit because you're going away, Again, I think we lost that. Whatever he's trying to do to play that new formation, it didn't work. Whatever he's trying to do with Mason Mount doesn't really understand yet what he wants, what Ten Hag wants, right? So we ended up losing our shit after the 1-0 goal. And basically, they just referred back to the default that Mason Mount is more of an attacking midfielder than a defensive midfielder. So all of a sudden, you have 2 number 8s advanced, and again exposing Casemiro at the back. And this is where you saw where was his name, Maddison, come to life. Bissouma started finding legs and form and start cutting through like a butter, right? And I think that Ten Hag saw it and made instant changes. But what he did was to bring in no legs Christian Eriksen. That didn't make sense to me either. That would be better if you put in a McTominay that has legs, an engine. That's a little bit of a shitster to battle, right? Martial came in. I think, okay, Martial comes in, but you need at least 30 minutes to warm up, to find your feet. What are you going to do in 10 minutes, right?
Well, I suppose the big positive take from Martial was he didn't get injured tonight. in the 10 minutes he was on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like I know, guys. Now I'm very sarcastic, but you know, we spend we've all week looking forward to this game, and then we sit through 93, 94 minutes of that. To say not good enough is a gross understatement. And I'm trying to be very measured here in my comments because my son's sitting across from me. So I promised myself I wasn't going to get emotional. I wasn't going to get ranty. But bloody hell, gentlemen, is Ten Hag? Does Ten Hag have the fortitude to make the big calls? Like he's pinned his flag to the Rashford mast. Okay, Jarvis. Like I don't know your own points on Rashford, but would you have spent a large portion of your kitty on a player like Rashford, who plays well in purple patches, 1 season in 3? Make him the highest earner in the club at the behest of bringing in possibly a Harry Kane, possibly an Osman. What's your thoughts, Jarvis?
Yeah, you know, now we have the answer. So, yeah, it hasn't worked out at all. You know, Rashford, he looks totally out of shape. And the thing is, I wrote to Mick, send him a message during the game. I said, Rashford is frustrating to watch as a number 9 because he doesn't understand how to play this role. You know, his hold-up play is atrocious. He loses the ball all the time when we are trying to build up our attack. He thinks as a winger, he wants to take on his man and try to score a goal. That's what he does. It's in his DNA. It's in his instinct. So he doesn't understand how to play as a number 9. And okay, that's Rashford, but Erik ten Hag, who is the manager, should see this. He should understand that Rashford can't play as a number 9. Why did Erik ten Hag play Sancho as a number 9 all pre-season, and when the season starts, he play Rashford as a number 9? I asked the question. It's very strange.
Yeah, it seems like, as you point out there, Mick, I think we can all agree at the threesome that to start the same team that was so toothless against Wolves today against Spurs, that's on Ten Hag. Like he's seen it in training all week. He's put them out. Same team again. Like I personally today wouldn't have started Garnacho. Personally, I think maybe Garnacho is not ready yet to start. Maybe he's a player that you bring on with 20 minutes to go when the fullback is starting to tire, or you keep him for the Carabao Cup games, not a crunch game away in London. Anthony, gentlemen, I think Anthony, he is another Ten Hag signing, and I think Anthony is already above the flush. I'm going to call it, guys. I see nothing from Anthony that warrants his place on that side. I would start Pellistri over Anthony every week. Pellistri, he's more direct, he's honest, he's got a big engine, and the last thing a fullback wants is a winger running at with speed. And Pellistri is your old school style winger that wants to be the fullback. Anthony doesn't want to be the fullback. He's used to playing in the Ajax system, and look, far be it for me I'm not going to berate Dutch football. I think Dutch football for many, many years was a standard bearer in football coaching and how it should be played. But Anthony, so far, gentlemen, he's above the flush.
I agree with you there. And big up Peter Eliantena. There's a loyal away going. Peter went to the game. Eliantena went to the game, and what he saw, he's got to drive 5 hours back to Manchester. I do feel for you, my friend, as well.
I'd love to get Peter on, actually. That would be fantastic, get Peter on the show.
Yeah. I can share that. That would be fantastic. Yeah. But he's on the mobile phone anyway.
Yeah.
Peter,
but maybe during the week, if Peter will come on the show, because obviously, as you know, gentlemen, watching a game on TV vis-a-vis watching it in the ground, you can see the movement of the players. You can see the players that are actually trying, and the players that are standing around, that are walking, have their hands on their hips. If that gentleman would come on the show, Mick, I'm Jarvis, I'm sure you wouldn't mind. Tell us exactly what he saw live. That would be amazing, I think.
Yeah, we can get Peter on later on this week. But listen, I picked up something that I didn't think about, and that's something that Ten Hag probably looked at the squad. He knows he bought a number 9 that he's not ready yet. He looked at the bench. Martial is injured. They don't have a number 9. So probably had to jinx and tweak it, and that's why you saw, in games that he had to play with the false number 9. So the only option he has is to play Rashford temporarily as a number 9, and that's not working. So I think that he's desperately thinking like, I need Rasmus Højlund to be fit and firing so I can play my proper system. And what you see now is probably not the Ten Hag ball that we think he's playing, right? It's just basically accommodating towards who's available and who can do the best, just to script.
However, Mick, Rashford has had, all his players have had a pre-season with Ten Hag. Okay, this is not as if it's Ten Hag's second game in charge of the club. Okay, he's been working with his players on a training ground. He is a very smart individual. His coaches are very smart. He knows all their strengths and weaknesses far better than us three, or far better than any of the fans. He sees them in training every day. So surely logic would dictate Marcus, A, is not physical. B, he can't play with his back to goal. C, he lacks football intelligence. And D, his only attribute is his speed. So unless we play counter-attacking football, which we're not, he's nullified. So you leave him out on the wing and you stick with what he did pre-season, and you get Jadon Sancho, who we've all had negative say against during shows. We've all had, but at least Sancho, he's not a number 9. Yeah, agreed. Is he a winger? I don't know what Sancho is anymore. But at least Sancho has the football intelligence to play his back to goal and be involved in link-up play. Rashford will not do that. And you're a professional athlete. You've been playing as a striker / winger your entire career. Surely you can adapt. But for a guy who's on, 375 a week, that cannot adapt to playing 20 yards left or right of your position, I'm sorry. There's no excuses.
Okay. Guys,
I have a question for Jay when it comes to the team, because our away form continues. Last season we lost 8 games against the top 10 team away, 1 draw and 1 win against the top 10. This season we continue against top 6, we lose. Every game has almost the same pattern. We start out even, we have a couple of chances, they have a couple of chances, but as soon as they score a goal, we drop our head. Why is that happening? Because for me it sounds like I was saying Ten Hag was naive, but now for me he sounds like more stubborn and what you call it, strong-headed, because he doesn't change his style or his way.
The quote that Roy Keane said there a couple seasons ago regarding these players will throw you under the bus. Veterans don't change your spots. And a player either has that fighting mentality that when you go a goal down or you get a bad decision against your team, that they won't affect you mentally, and they will use their own experience of playing the sport from a child up to a pro to say, okay, internally in a couple of seconds, I cannot let this get to me. If I drop my head, if I've got negative body language, my teammates are going to see this, the fans are going to see it, we're going to pick up on it, and all of a sudden, all heads drop. It's the old phrase, a rising tide lifts all ships. Well, right now, we have anchors in that team. What happens with anchors? 6 shimp, 6 sink to the bottom of the ocean.
I gotta post it like this then, Jay, and the panel and the VR room. If you were Ten Hag, what would you done differently? Would you then rather put a Sancho as a number 9, as a false number 9, knowing that now you would play Rashford on the left, or would you bench Rashford and just kept on?
I'd make an example of Rashford. I'd bench him. I'd make an example of him. I set my stall out right. You haven't been good enough. You're on the bench. Plain and simple. Prove to me. Prove you're worth your money.
The reason why I'm saying so, because I remember last season he benched Rashford for disciplinary reasons, if you remember. And Rashford came back more hungry and determined. And this was the start of his season.
Resurgence.
His spell. His spell. I don't think he's still slumbering. He still hasn't woken up. And I think that, why just force it? Why force it? Just put him on the bench, make him hungry, make him want to come in and play. But in the meantime, we play what we got until we get like the Højlund in, and the style that we want to play with that Højlund striker. Moving on from now, like maybe start an Anthony, like as a number 9 at home. Put Rashford on the bench, and I would say still keep Garnacho, because at Garnacho at least he offers something, right? Only
But
if you give him service.
you're touching there on Højlund. That kid is 20.
I know.
He's 20 years old. You got how do you get last season at 9-10 goals in Italy? So I think it's whimsical, the fan base, to pin all their hopes on a young 20-year-old striker. He's not going to come in, hit the ground running. It's going to take. I'd love him to come in and score 20 goals. That would be phenomenal. Young kid to carry that front line. He's never played a game with those players. He's training with them now. He's got an injury, whatever. So to expect that young kid to come in first game and be able to adapt to the movements and interchange of play of his teammates and score goals, too much of an ask on that young kid. I think it's unfair.
No, it's unfair, but what are we supposed to do? I'm just trying to think positive of how we can change. At the end of the day, I'm not Ten Hag. I'm not the one. We are just consumers of the game. We are here to have a therapy session, to have a whinge, to discuss in between us. But to be honest, like, where do we go from here, guys? Where do we go from here? Where do you see like, it surely cannot line up the same team, like, against Forest.
When it comes to Ten Hag, he's very methodical in his approach. He have now, I think we had 12 analytics who watch the game and give Ten Hag reports after the games. We saw it against Wolves, and we see the same today. It frightens me a little bit that he doesn't address the things that you are talking about. For example, Rashford. When it comes to a striker, when the game shifts from one side to the other, as it did today, when we go attacking, it's not only to hold up the ball so we can move up the rest of the team, but it's also a breather for the rest of the team when you're under attack, that the attacker can do a role and hold up the ball a little bit, so we won't get a new wave coming against us. But when it comes to Rashford, he is one of the reasons why we don't have a balance in the team, because he loses the ball too easily. It's the same with Bruno. He loses the ball too easily, so it comes right back to us. So we let the game shift over and over, and Ten Hag should see this. He should see, okay, I have a Martial on the bench. Okay, it's time to say, Rashford, okay, on the bench, let's try something different. But he doesn't. So, yeah, I don't know why. I think he sees, but he doesn't trust his players on the bench.
I go with Lord Voldemort. It looked like exactly what he said. There's no real structure at the moment. Either they are not familiar with the new system, but it surely looks like they don't know each other. Some of these players have been playing with each other for at least 63 games last season, right? But it surely must be the new introduction to new system, the collapse between Mason Mount and Bruno. I mean, I saw that Mason Mount in the first half was playing more like, more defensive as the destroyer. But in the second half, they were just playing too high up. John Johnson with the super chat, mate. Thank you so much, John Johnson. Who is captain? Who head goes down when we are losing? Never fights. My stat pattern, my Mr. Invisible when needed. Bruno Rashford draws as normal. It is what it is, John.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I think that he got scared after he got the yellow card. And I want to address that as well, John Johnson, because according to the new FA regulations and rules, only captains has the right to question, to speak to the referee. So he went in to speak to the referee. Why did he get a yellow? And he got a yellow himself. Now, did he say something rude? It doesn't look like it on the replay. So again, Michael, Oliver is there, like, with a hatred towards Manchester United, and you can only count how many yellow cards and 2 not given penalties as well. But there's no excuse. The captain is there to provide leadership, but when the whole team down tools or deflates, it's very hard to be that leader and just to carry the whole team on your shoulders.
Yeah. To go on to something more positive, who was the Man United player of the game? Who was doing well, in your opinion?
Onana, what's my name? Even if there was nothing he can do about the goals, to be honest. But it was just a breath of fresh air to see that, what he's trying to do, at least. The balls that he was putting through to the players was amazing. What a pass. And the camera zooming in on Onana. But from our side, from our end, hard to say. From the outfielders, players, can't really find anyone. Can you?
Yeah, what do you think, Jay?
I just looking here at my notes. 21st minute, that crossfield pass that Onana made to Garnacho.
Oh, that was mint.
Like if
that was ball of the day.
Yeah, if Bruno or Mount or Ericsson made a crossfield pass, we'd be singing the praises. So I think Onana potentially can be a revelation the way we set up, the way we play. But as you pointed out, Jarvis, an excellent point. When you're under the cosh in a game, you need a player up top that can take the sting out of the game to give your keeper, to give your back forward that little breather so they can reset. And right now, don't have that. So the goal scoring against Onana, deflection, it's not his fault. And the first goal, I know his fault. Luke Shaw went missing in action. Garnacho, was he in bad position to stop the cross? Kulusevski. Mount probably should have picked up Sa, but definitely you can't blame Onana for
no,
goals.
You can't.
You can't, not at all.
Most of the VR room reckons that Onana was the man of the match from a United side. Bissouma actually got the man of the match. Oh no, was it Sa that got the man of the match?
Yeah, he scored a goal, so yeah, probably. I think, to be honest, I think Varane was okay. I think he was good in the air. He had a couple of headers, created a couple of chances, and Martinez wasn't too bad. We had he had an own goal and the deflection for the first goal. So Martinez is not happy, but those two guys plus Onana was okay. But the
Jarvis, buddy, just think, right? Last season and the previous couple of seasons under your countryman, Mr. Solskjaer, how many times are we speaking about De Gea being our best player? It's almost like history's repeating itself again. Like last week against Wolves, we were touting how well Wan-Bissaka played, how well Martinez played before he got the booking last week. And there we are again, our midfield and our front three. We are rightly picking out their frailties, and we're moving back to our defenders again to find some positivity. I think that gives a true reflection right now of where the team is at.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry. Did you see the XP, the XP? We had 2.02 and Spurs had only 1.58. So we had actually higher expected goals than them. We created better chances than Spurs.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. It's a bad excuse, but yeah.
Yeah, Bissouma was the man of the match, according to my opinion. If you got to look at the overall match, I agree with what you guys saying. Onana for me was the man of the match. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, until he got taken off again, was again providing something differently. Other than that, I didn't see anything. There was no leaders again. Bruno disappeared. Casemiro hasn't really found his form again yet. It looks like just we haven't really warmed up as of yet. It looks like we're still in the preseason. That's all I can take away. Worst problems is what Jonathan Liljeberg is last season. No number 9, reserve number 9, no carrying ball midfield, and no passing ball. You got a point that Jonathan. We're starting the season like we started the first season. Same. Has anything changed? No. We bought a striker that's not available to start as of yet. So that's what I was saying earlier in this stream, to say that Ten Hag is kind of playing with what he's got at the moment to just get by. So for me, I knew this, and I said in the pre-show today, earlier before the warm-up, I said, I don't care how we play as long as we get those 3 points, because I knew this was gonna happen for some reason. But surely, like next game, guys, before we close the shop, like there's got to be some changes, guys.
Okay, so your Ten Hag, Jarvis, next week. Drop 3 players. Who are they?
Yeah, Rashford, Bruno. I would drop Bruno on a heartbeat because I think he's too wasteful. I would drop Rashford, and I would drop Anthony.
I couldn't agree with that either. But I honestly don't think Ten Hag would drop Bruno. I can't see it happening. He's club captain. The optics won't look good. I would drop him too, also, by the way. And as for Rashford, is he not the star boy in the team on all that money? He won't be dropped. Maybe Anthony might give way to 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒕. Mason Mount. A lot of people on Twitter were saying that he was great in the first half, tracking back, putting tackles in, but that's not Mason Mount's game. It's not his game. He's not a CDM. So, which questions why Mount was purchased back in June, the very start of the window. So, if the season goes astray, I think questions would be asked of Ten Hag. Maybe Ten Hag is not the messiah that the fan base touted him as.
Oh, I'm not going to go that far as of yet. It's early in the
season.
But
it's just saying because his signings, Anthony, Sancho, they're his signings. They're his men. We called out Mourinho for his signings. We called out Ole for his signings. So I don't think Ten Hag is infallible. Into the season, if we're 5th or 6th and we scrape a Champions League spot, I think there has to be questions asked about his signings.
Onana is great. Big up for John Johnson super chat. Big up Mick. Big up Jarvis. This is the most positive. How's your pizza, Jay?
It's going down with a bitter taste after watching that game, I'll assure you.
Thank you, John Johnson, for your positivity, at least. That's the most positive we can take away, that the pizza is going down. What kind of pizza do you eat? Pepperoni pizza?
No, it's like a spicy chicken and mozzarella.
Yeah, good stuff. We need to sign Amrabat ASAP, what we are saying. I don't care if you have money, not money, just go get that midfielder. There's clearly something is missing to complete that piece in the midfield. I'm afraid we are a little bit exposed. We don't have the number 9, which we damn need. So if I was Ten Hag, knowing we're playing home, I would do minor changes. I would definitely bench Rashford. I still start Garnacho because he offers something, and I would play Martial in the middle, and I will drop Anthony Dos Santos. I will, because for me, 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒕 deserves. He offers more directness. There's nothing worse as a defender if you constantly have somebody running at you, right? I don't see Anthony doing that. I don't see Anthony taking on his men the way he should be. The only thing that he does, he cuts into the left and tries to do that, signature curl to the left corner. That's one trick pony. I'm not happy with that. And I'm going to be very critical this season, because this season is about Ten Hag. It's what you're saying, Jay, right? It's your recruits. Now we're going to see what it's all about. But I'm not going to be that person that, after the second game to throw the manager under the bus or anything else. The season is long. We'll see what happens. Game by game, guys. Game by game.
But I agree with you, Mick. It's 100%. But, it comes like a shock in a way, because we have tried to be positive. We are see that Ten Hag is building a little bit by a little bit. And, we want to see Ten Hag ball. And we have a vision in our mind how that is going to be. But, it's the same as beginning of last season. It comes like a shock, cold water into your face. Okay, now it's time to wake up. And I think Ten Hag needs to get these players awakened, because they can't continue like this. Against Forest next game at home, there will be protests against the Glazers. And I think the fan base are even more angry now, because they see how the Glazer-nomics affects our transfer window. It affects our pre-season training. It affects Ten Hag. We should have had a defensive midfielder backup. You know, we don't have a striker as the comment earlier. So I think the fan base in Manchester and in the world will protest the shit out of this, because the Glazers have ruined this.
Yeah, that's on a positive note, guys. If you're in the area, please join the protest. We have to get this leaches out once and for all. I cannot wait. I'm dying to see what the new signing is all about, and we have 2 more weeks left of the window. We need to get some more reinforcement. You know, please protest. That's all we can do. But I'm not going to be. I'm usually the voice of reasoning here. Like, I'm not going to be slagging the team or the manager, because I see it more than this is the second game of the season. All I can go back to, you know, last season when we lost 2 in a row, right? That was a disaster. But United never kicks up strong. That's the thing. That's what I learned. We have new embedment system. We have people that are getting to know each other. I see it from the positive side. The only thing that I can take away is the first half that was working. The second part, what I can take away is the mentality is still there, right? The down tooling. And if the captain fall, that's the whole team falls, guys. This is it. This is just me totally being brutally honest. To be honest, I'm very upset. Actually, very upset. And unless you guys want to have more say, mental health is what some people say, but most of people here, like, you know, Karen is here, like, I love you, Mick, big up. Oh, I love you too, Karen. Thank you. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Makes me feel so happier as well. At the end of the day, like, you know, there needs to be changes, and the one that can make the changes is Agafa, to be honest. And I believe that after this we will bounce back, you know. Jay, any last thoughts before we die?
No, just thank everybody for the comments. Obviously,
it was Karen giving me your comments.
And yeah, you know, if it's very hard to come on after a performance of that nature and try to maintain one's candor and calmness. So just like to thank everyone for the comments, and we'll see you on Wednesday night.
Yeah, 100%.
I just want to address Neil Bucker's comment before.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He says, I can't even be bothered anymore after 52 years supporting this team. The whole scenario is a joke. Yeah, I can see it. But very good. You have been supporting this club for 52 years. That's respect, man.
Big up, big up. Billy's back here. Mick, Jarvis, and Jay, keep it positive. Yeah. You know what? XXO, lol. Yes. You know, guys, it's not easy to come on and do a post-match reaction, especially when you care about the club and after loss. So you can understand that. No, I'm a very sore loser. And I just want to sleep on this and wake up fresh with fresh mind and thought, and take my dog out for a walk and eat a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
What are you going to have as a comfort food? What is your comfort food? Guys, what is your comfort food when you're feeling down? Ice cream? Girls, ice cream? Jay? Pizza?
It's pizza and chocolate, and then washed down with a good bottle of red wine.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Chocolate. Viking Red says, I'm 45 years of age. Support Kerp, some fan lads. Yes. Big up to all of you. Whatever you're eating today. Yeah, your comfort food is your wife, John Johnson. That's a good one. I agree with you,
Liverpool
Mick.
Supporter, isn't she? No, that's not John Johnson.
No. Yeah, we sorted out. Go have some pizza. Yes, guys, whatever you're having, just enjoy the rest of your show. Don't let this get to us. Like, you know, there's another game coming up this weekend. We have Nottingham Forest, which is interesting. Alanga is doing well over there as well. So yeah, looking forward for that one. But until then, go watch some good football. What's the score with the City Newcastle?
1-0.
Oh, City's up 1-0. Damn it! Don't watch it. How's Mikey?
He's actually playing Grand Theft Auto as a minded stream, so he's enjoying himself. I think he's enjoying playing the PlayStation more than watching the game.
Yeah. Karen's gonna have pasta. William is having pizza. Newcastle's crap was RJ saying I haven't been watching, but anyway, I think I'm going to make myself a pizza, to be honest. I feel like a little bit of a pizza and a chocolate today. And just forget about football and just watch some good TV show or something.
Sounds good.
Guys, sorry about this. We tried to be positive, but you know what? I just feeling it today. This stings. Honest to God. Chocolate. Lisa, chocolate. Yeah, let's do this. Chocolate makes me happy. Guys, brilliant. Go back to have a cool and composed evening. Go to sleep. Wake up fresh tomorrow. It's football, people, right? Jarvis, any final words before we go?
Yeah, I agree with you, Mick. We have to be positive. We have lost one game this season, so if that's the only loss, we can't complain. So, we have been lucky. We have 3 points. Let's go for Nottingham Forest scalp next week and continue and build on that. Yeah,
100%, guys. With that words, peace, love, and thank God we have Onana, right? Onana was the man of the match. Jay, we should see you very soon too, my friend, and say hello to your son.
I certainly will. Good night, chaps. See you soon.
Enjoy your red wine, and guys, stay beautiful. Mick Ruby here together with Jarvis Cocker. Hopefully we didn't have a funeral, but we will look forward for a more positive evening. Guy, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. That's all, folks. Good evening.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.